There's only so many zeros in your bank account before you start buying incredibly dumb stuff that costs insane amounts of money. How does a $213,000 shirt sound?
Are you a penny pincher? Do you get anxiety about spending money on brand name versus no name brand KD? Well, you know who doesn't? Billionaires. Billionaires, millionaires, and trillionaires. Oh my. Hey, Top 10 fam, it's Raechel Fisher back again today, and I'm bringing you a list that will make your wallet drop to the floor in shock. From exotic animals to the new iPhone you didn't know existed, our list of top 10 dumbest things billionaires have spent their money on will feature all this and more. Stay tuned for comment shoutouts at the end as well. Number 10, Mike Tyson. With Tiger King being one of the most iconic moments in 2020, besides the obvious, apparently Mike Tyson tried to earn that title as well. A long time ago, I may add, but still it happened. He spent $71,000 on a Bengal tiger named Kenya. Why is this dumb? Well, first off, as we have found from those who watched the documentary, tigers aren't animals anyone should own. Now, if he bought her so she could be moved to a sanctuary where they could grow up in the wild, that's a different story. But no, he just bought a tiger, had her for 16 years until she got too old, and according to an interview with GQ, Tyson stated, quote, "She got too old and I had to get rid of her when her eyes and her head got too bad. Oh, and she ripped somebody's arm off," unquote. I'll admit, I love lions and tigers. I think they're beautiful, but I think it's safer to stick with house cats. Number 9, the Stewie Griffin diamond necklace. I don't think there is a house in North America that hasn't heard of the show Family Guy. People love that show, myself included. Everyone has that one Family Guy moment that can always make them laugh. One of the most beloved characters is Stewie, a small, maniacal British toddler baby who apparently Justin Bieber adored. So much so that he bought a Stewie Griffin diamond necklace. How much was it? Just over 25 grand. I don't even know many people who make above that in a year. Here's to being artists, you guys. Number 8, toilet seat cover. Look, love is a powerful thing. And when you love someone, sometimes money is just no object. Unless you're like me, or most of us who have to work 3 jobs to make ends meet. So most times it's the thought that counts. But when you're Ben Affleck dating J-Lo and you gotta make it count, what do? You buy a crystal encrusted toilet seat so she can feel like a queen wherever she is. How much was this sparkling throne, you ask? Oh, just over $105,000. Number 7, pills that turn your poop into gold. Some people think their poop don't stink, though you can usually smell their arrogance a mile off. It's not enough for some human beings to be seen as rich on the outside, they must also be so inside. Which is why gold poop pills exist. Believe me, I thought that was a sentence I would never say. It was initially a part of an art collection called Indulgence. That makes sense, by Tobias Wong. The collection aimed to create ridiculous yet desirable goods for people who just had too much money to burn. The online store Citizen took the pills and decided to sell them for $425 per 20-millimeter pill. Apparently they're sold out. Number 6, Nicolas Cage in the LaLaurie mansion. This isn't necessarily dumb, I just don't know why anyone would want to buy this. Presumably he knew what happened here, and I have no idea why anyone would want to spend money on a place with such a horrific past. The LaLaurie mansion was owned by one of the most prolific killers in history, Delphine LaLaurie. After the building caught on fire, rescuers found one of her slaves chained in the kitchen to prevent her from escaping. From there, they discovered her horrific chamber of torment where she did unspeakable things to human beings she unfortunately could own at the time. People say it's haunted, and for good reason, but why else would you buy it though? I personally wouldn't touch that place with a 10-foot pole. Number 5, Basingerville. A lot of artists wear many hats. They're not just actors or singers, but investors, producers, gardeners, and amateur bakers. For a small period of time, Kim Basinger owned a town. Famous for her roles in LA Confidential and 8 Mile, Kim bought the town of Breslin, Georgia in 1989 along with a group of investors. She somehow got it into her head that it was going to be the next best tourist attraction, a theme park, restaurants, and the works. But it ended up being a pretty dumb decision to spend $20 million on a dead-end town. Kim filed for bankruptcy 5 years later and she sold the town in 1993. Guess it might as well have been called Schitt's Creek. Number 4, a 14-foot shark. I've never been one to hop on the animals as decoration train myself, but many people just can't get enough, especially billionaire hedge fund manager Steve Cohen. In 2004, Cohen was delighted to come into possession of a 14-foot tiger shark preserved in alcohol and formaldehyde. It's actually one of the world's most unique pieces of contemporary art and originally sold for $93,000 in 1992. But how much did Cohen fork over for something that literally has no absolute use and probably looks terrifying? Just guess. Yeah. Somewhere between $8 to $12 million. Yeah, for a preserved shark. Doesn't even sing or dance like those plastic fish you get at Bass Pro Shops. Number 3, Shaquille O'Neal. Okay, so I actually think this one is absolutely hilarious because it's so relatable. I'm super competitive and I don't like losing sometimes. And one of the reasons I don't have game apps on my phone is that I've spent money I shouldn't have on games. And I think you know where this is going. Like, we're talking Candy Crush and like Harry Potter and stuff. I've spent that money just so I wouldn't lose. But you know, Shaquille O'Neal, he gets me, man. He gets me. Shaq spends over $1,000 a week on apps. It doesn't specify whether it's like game apps or fitness apps, who knows? But Shaq told the Wall Street Journal, and I quote, "I honestly spend about $1,000 a week on apps, real money," unquote. For the former LA Lakers legend, that's like pennies, but for me, that's like lunch. But you know, at least my Harry Potter character has a new outfit. Number 2, Bono's hat. We all have a few items in our closet that have some extra special value, whether it's for nostalgia or pure material reasons. You love that one thing. For Bono loved his hat. In fact, the U2 frontman and philanthropist loved his hat so much, he missed it while he was away. He missed it so much that he spent $1,500 flying his hat first class. At first, it was then finally moved up to the cockpit so it wouldn't get squished by the extravagant legroom and complimentary champagne. Can I be Bono's hat? I would like to be considered as Bono's hat in future if that's at all possible. He's accepting applications. And last but not least, a $1 million iPhone. The novelty of a brand new iPhone seems to last mere seconds before the newest model arrives. Plus, they just seem to get more and more expensive as time goes on. But who can put a price on a phone? They're like a second limb almost by now. An idea that was probably the reason why someone bought the iPhone 4S Elite by Stuart Hughes, the most expensive iPhone in the world. It costs $6 million. Why? It is handmade with approximately 500 individually set diamonds totaling 100 CT. The case is made out of 24 karat gold, including the Apple logo. On top of that, it comes in an extravagant case made of dinosaur bone and like a ton of other rare gems. He only made 2 of these extravagant items, and apparently a businesswoman in Australia has one of them, though she is yet unnamed, probably to protect herself. I'm terrified of the fact that this woman might be using it just every day. And I'm thinking about how many times I drop my phone. Like, this gives me secondhand anxiety, man. And that was our list of the dumbest things billionaires have spent their money on. If you like this video, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and comment on what you think we missed. Speaking of comments, let's move on to our comment shout out portion. One of my absolute favorite times. This is from the video, Top 10 Places in Space Scarier Than a Black Hole, which is kind of impossible, but it was a lot of fun. Amlin Jyoti Das says, "You got me with the spider reference, I got you." Thank you for your support, because spiders and me, we don't go along. From no one, though it's actually a person, whatever. Raechel, how did you get involved in acting? Oh, that's like really nice to get a question. So I got involved in acting when I was about 9 years old. I did a theater camp in my hometown and I just kind of fell in love with it. I was a super indecisive kid and I wanted to do a bunch of things, and then acting was like the best thing I'd ever done, and I got involved in it that way. And then I did improv all through high school. I went to York in the acting conservatory there, and then I've been living in as an actor ever since. So that's me. I just kind of, I fell in love with it, and that's how I got into acting. So yeah. Thanks for asking that question. That's awesome. And last but not least, Bella Preble. She really said, brace yourselves. She missed the best possible opportunity to say space yourselves and make the most cheesy dad joke ever. I've never been more disappointed in myself. That's such a good point. I am unworthy of you. Wow. That's gonna haunt me for days. And that's all the time we have for today. If you want to be featured next time, make sure to leave a comment, make a joke, make a dad joke that'll haunt me forever. I love dad jokes, and I'm mad that I missed that. Ugh! I've been your host, Raechel Fisher, and until next time, guys, take care and cheers.